Hello, everyone, and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Once again, we are going to fly a 747-800 series, the freighter, from Dallas, and we're going to go up to Albuquerque. There's a new X-Plane scenery released for Albuquerque Sunport up there, and we're going to go check it out. We are here on the ramp in Dallas on the far north side of the field, and we are going to be pushing out, heading out of here. I have everything ready to go in the FMC. I think on the next time we fly this airplane, I'll go through a cold and dark procedure. But for today, we're just going to go ahead and push out and get on out of here. I even have the pushback ready to go. All we have left to do is just to close the cargo door. And I will show you how we go about that. Looks like they're finishing up the fueling of the airplane. And let's check out the flight deck. All right, welcome aboard the 747-8, and we are pretty much ready for this. Go to options here, and we're going to make sure that the side cargo door is closed. There it goes. We'll just cycle this guy real fast. That gets rid of the fuel truck, and let's have a look and see what we got going on here. Flaps 10 for departure. Trim is 7.5. We will check the number right over here. It's right there at 7.5, right where I had it. We're taking off on runway 17 center. Looks like V1 is going to be 143, VR 159, V2 173 plus 5, V2 plus 5 178 is what I have set in there. Heading wise, I guess we could roll that into something. I suppose we're going to do 170 just to make sure we have a backup plan in case something goes horribly wrong, which we're hoping that won't be the case today. Let's see, 970, whoop, right there, that's pretty good. And we'll do 15,000 on departure. We're gonna be going up to flight level 300, so 30,000 feet actually, is what we're gonna be going with today. LNAV, VNAV, that is set, good to go. Flight directors look good. We'll do one more pass over. One thing that's really cool about the 748 is that you get this right here. When you zoom way in, you can actually see the diagram of the airport. Really helpful when you're taxiing. I have to move the yoke out of the way so you can see. So that's good to go. Other than that, I think we're ready for pushback and engine start as soon as I get that door closed. All right, looks like they have the doors all closed up on the left. And if we check over here on the right-hand side, yes, the cargo doors there on the belly are closed. We are ready to get on out of here. All right, overhead panel checks. Let's see here. EEC is good to go. Nav is good. Standby power can go to auto. We're on APU right now. Battery's good. Engine gens, we'll just keep them on. They'll click on automatically once we fire this baby up. Hydraulics are off right now for ground operations. When they push us back, we don't kill anybody on the ground. That would be bad. So we'll take care of that after we push out. And then we go down this way. Engine start valves are closed. Fuel cross feeds are on. Fuel looks good. Window heat can come on. Engine anti-ice is clear and good there. Wipers are off. Lighting here looks good. Let's go ahead and start at the top on this side. Don't need the rat out. That's good. Yaw dampers are checked. Good. Fantastic. Trim air is good. It's not modeled. Packs are on right now, so we'll turn those off actually once we start pushing out, and let's do it now. So that comes off. Beacon will go to the both position, and let's call up ground, let them know we are ready to get on out of here. Actually, let's plan our pushback here with better pushback. Oh, I already have it then. Okay, sweet.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That is where I want to go, right back there. Can you do it for me? I would appreciate it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, we're going to release the parking brake for him so he can push us out. There you go, bud.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, we may start engines. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the inboards first. So we'll start engine 3 first, actually. I'm going to go 3, 2, 4, 1. That's what I plan on doing here. Here he goes. He's pushing us back. Packs are off. Everything's good to go there. Let's go ahead and turn engine 3. And we'll verify it here. There we go. Got N2. A nice view out the front of the tug here as they push us back. And you can see engine 3 is coming online right now. Looks like we have a good start right there. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2. That engine is stable. We just heard that click off. Start valve's closed. Starting engine number 2. There we go. You see the map spinning around as we're pushed out here. A fantastic airplane. This thing is about, no, I think it's $55 if you want the freighter and the regular one. But it's one hell of an airplane you get for all that. All right, that looks good. Looks like the ground crew wants to be nice and perfect on this push as they get us nice and lined up here. And you can see engine number 2 just spinning up right there. Okay, that looks like that one started up pretty good. We're just going to let those 2 sit there for now. We'll wait for them to disconnect before we start the outboards here. So,
operation complete.
All right.
Set parking brake.
Parking brake will be set right now. They are clear to disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Will do. We're lifting the gear back down to the ground there. Or setting it back down, rather. You can see how this works. We'll pull that back, the doors open back up, and then the whole tug itself is going to drive away here. Clear to disconnect, and let's look for the hand signals. There they go, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and start our outboards. All right, let's go ahead and set number 4 there, and number 1. And we are going to start engine 4.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the help. We'll see you next time. And the tug leaves us. Engine 4 looks good. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1, our final one. Fun fact with 747, you could actually pull all these at once and start all the engines. It's pretty crazy, but you can do it that way if you want to. All right, so your LNAV, VNAV, flight directors are set. Weather radar, we'll turn that on since we're not going to be killing the people on the ground there. Not expecting any weather on this, but you never know. Auto brakes are RTO. Alternate flaps are off. Flaps are next here once we get our hydraulics on board. We don't have those going yet. I keep saying on board, but I mean online. That's probably a better word for it, right? Yes. All right, that's 4 good starts. Let's go ahead and get our hydraulics online here. Auto, 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 and then turn all these guys on. There we go. This should be clear. Let's go ahead and set our flaps for takeoff. Gonna be flaps 10, so should be 3 clicks of that. And yep, looks like they're in transit now. Okay, flaps are down. We can go ahead and turn our packs back on so we can get some AC up in here. It's probably a nice warm day here in Dallas. There we go. Packs are online. APU bleed can come off and we can shut off the APU. And he's gonna go bye-bye and you'll hear it go on down it goes. FMC message says what? Clear it. There we go. That annunciator panel is good. Auto brakes RTO, speed brake arms, seat belts are on. All right, we are ready to get on out of here. Let's go ahead and turn on the taxi light. We're just going over to 17 center, which is right over here on our right. And we are going to release the parking brake. Like that. We already were released. And we're ready to roll out of here. Let's do it. All right, on our taxi out, let's go ahead and check the flight controls. Left, center, right, center, forward, center, back, center. And we'll check our rudder. Left, right. Yeah, that's all good to go. And toe brakes are good. Fantastic. Let's taxi down to runway 17 center. Is an interesting way to get on out of here. We have to cross runway 17 center and then make a right hand turn on the next taxiway and take that back to 17 center. So we're just gonna loop around here. As you can see, we take this taxiway right here, takes us down there, and we'll take off on this exact runway we're crossing here. As we get closer to runway 17 center, I'm going to turn on my auto throttles, be ready for them armed. Let's turn on our landing lights. We'll turn on our strobe lights like that. Wing light. Yeah, why not? Extra visibility. Oh, no, well, logo. We don't need the logo on. There we go. And we're going to be ready for departure. We can just go ahead and bring our range out here a little bit longer until we're about right there. And we're pretty much in the mode we need to be in for takeoff. One thing that's really cool about this airplane is it has the new LED strobes on them, so they don't have the standard old, like, you know, halogen strobe. They're more of a like a light up and turn off. You'll see it. All right, our call sign is Giant as we're flying Atlas Air here, using flight number 711 for my birthday. So Giant 711 Heavy, or 711 Heavy. However you want to say it, it is up to you. We're going to taxi out onto 17 center. We're going to spool them up, let them hold, and then I'm going to activate the toga button. Now I did slave one of those to my actual control on the throttle, so I can do that. I don't really understand the auto throttle system in this. I've looked around and I can't really figure it out, but the thrust doesn't seem to work. Speed will actually, but it kind of goes up and then slows down again. So you just have to activate toga. I activate toga and then I have to increase the throttles full when I do that, and it seems to be okay from there. So let the engine stabilize like that. That looks good, and we'll activate toga. There's takeoff. And takeoff power is set. Airspeed's alive. Cross-checked.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive rate. Gear up. I'm going to clear about 1,000 feet before we make our turn towards B Park. And there it goes. Fuel low center. Oh, okay. Turn off those center tanks. Don't need them. Come on. Grab them. There we go. That'll shut that up. And we can start our turn now. We're over 1,000 feet. Start cleaning the airplane up here shortly. Right on that line. Still hand flying her. There we go. Bring up those flaps. Bring that nose down. Flying the VNAV profile here, but it seems to be pretty happy on a magenta line, as you can see. And we'll bring our flaps in. I'll go ahead and clean the airplane up there. Okay, why is it trying to overspeed on us here? That's a little interesting. There it goes. I was about to say, let's go ahead and kick the autopilot on here. Let him do its thing. It's going to slow back down to 250 there. Got a little quick there. 3,800. Well, the winds just changed there. They're out of the north. There's our first turn as we leave B Park here. Let's go ahead and take our range out. We go to Yamal and then Furman after that. Damn, this thing climbs like a bat out of hell, I'll tell you that. We only did 75% on the PLD here. We did 75% load, so we have a total payload of 221,000 pounds, but trust me, for this airplane, that's nothing. I'm noticing that the VNAV likes to porpoise here to maintain the 250 knots, so maybe it might be easier to tell it the speed to just hold at 250. I don't know what it's doing, but it's kind of going up and down and up and down. Okay, we see throttles. I'll put you back where you were. But the auto throttles act kind of strange. There we go. Thrust ref. Is that what they want us to do, is hit that? I don't know. I don't want to break anything. We're over 10,000 feet now, so landing lights can come off. Airplane's making a turn anyway, so that's okay by me. Taxi lights off. We can, we'll leave the wing light off as well. And check everything else. Two brakes still armed. We can bring that guy forward. Or back. I'm not really sure what it wants to do. Don't know. That's okay though. Gears up, lights are out, flaps are in. Everything's looking great. Let's go to the legs page and we can see where we're at here. Fantastic. So all we got left is Tigger, Doubles, Harper, Halsey, Tango, X-Ray, Oscar. Then we go to Reckon, Zatox, Snoop, Coulter, Yili, Taco. And then we have the route disco there, but that is there's a reason for it. We have the disco because we want the we're going to do manual vectors to get to our runway. Okay, we're going to go above 15,000, so we're going to keep on climbing to 30,000 feet. Let the airplane do its thing. I'm going to keep an eye on it, that's for sure. I went with a cost index of about 60. It was either 60 or 65. I'm trying to turn that down. In the past, I think a lot of the issues I had, especially when I was flying the A320, I had problems with the VNAV kind of screwing me over on my approaches, but I did it to myself because I had too high of a cost index, thinking, you know, oh, well, we don't have to pay for fuel. Well, the airplane was trying to overspeed getting into the airports, so hopefully we'll take care of that. That won't be an issue anymore. Just got to stay with it. But it's good to be back in a Boeing. I do love the Boeing systems. They're a lot more familiar, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I do love the Airbus though, I really do. And the Flight Factor A320 is fantastic whenever you have a good flight with it. That's kind of a weird like thing. Did you see that? It was like flashing the textures. So this airplane had a huge update actually. It wasn't as good looking as it is now. The textures used to be pretty terrible. They redid the textures. That's a lot of the reason why I haven't flown this beautiful airplane. I've owned this thing for a long time. However, it was not a good looking plane. So that's the reason why I never used it. But I think we're definitely going to bring this back in the mix. I know a lot of you guys like the 747. So 18,000 feet, we'll go to standard. We don't need to be on 3013 anymore. There we go. As we climb along to our top of climb, I do get a lot of questions asking me how I get the head shake plug-in and all that kind of stuff. I use this right here, XP Realistic Pro. I'm actually using version 1.0.92. I don't know if it has been updated or not. I made a profile for the 737 a long time ago, and you can kind of change these parameters, but you can change the different categories. We're in all right now. Here's the name of activate reverse, you know, so on and so forth. We can change the atmosphere, airport atmosphere. You can change the volume of it, engines, environment, flaps, the drag, the rumble sound, the movement of it, the gear, same thing. Head movements for braking, ground roll, rudder, touchdown. That's the one that you know, has that nice touchdown. But as you can see, I have the movement set to 70%. I've never changed it. So what I want to actually do this time is I'm going to bring that down a little bit to about 50% or 40% actually. The reason why is because it's always more violent than it actually is. The head shake always seems much more jarring than the landing actually was. Even if you just butter it, it still has a nice firm hit. But in the real world, it's like that too. You can even preview it too. I'm not going to do that right now, but this is how I get all those kind of effects. It's a cool little plug-in. Just adds that extra little bit of realism to it. 334 knots on our climb, 26,600 feet. Looking for 30,000 feet for our cruise. We're not worried about seatbelt signs or anything like that because we don't have any passengers. We don't have anybody that's going to bitch and complain. We have cargo. The best thing you could ever have behind you. And what do we got here? Range is set. Weather's good. All right, we're pretty close to the top of the climb here. Move my head around. There we can see the little triangle that displays the airplane there. About 6 miles out from Doubles, and then we hit top of climb right after. Hit a little bit of turbulence on the way out. Nothing too bad. We are at our cruise, and we have a 61 knot headwind. That's going to slow things down today, let me tell you. Go ahead and bring the range out a little bit further here. Have a look at our arrival. So not terribly long. The biggest stretch is Halsey to TXO. But other than that, we should be pretty good. We'll start a descent around Zatox there. Or Zadix, and we can see down here 10,000 feet at Taco, so we'll have a pretty good approach profile there, and then we'll just go manual vectors to get us over there. Oh man, hitting a little bit more turbulence there, rocking it pretty good. On the outside views, you could even see the wings wobbling. It was really cool. Still playing with some turbulence up here. We are not going to be doing an ILS approach into runway 21, by the way. We're going to be doing a RNAV approach, which is a little bit different than what we normally do. So we can expect Cagney at 6,600 at or above, and then it kind of trips down. You can see here Teener's like 6,290, 5371, 4694, and so forth. That's because we're doing an RNAV approach, a random navigation approach. It's a little bit more accurate than an ILS, you believe it or not. So it kind of will behave like an ILS as far as our flight director. However, we won't have the standard localizer in glide slope we normally have. It'll be something very, very similar, but it's a lot more accurate. All right, we've crossed over Tango, X-Ray, Oscar. Now we're headed to Reckon and then Zadix, and we start our descent. Really clear skies so far. Haven't seen a single cloud on this route, although I know as we get closer to Albuquerque, the METAR was showing scattered at 25,000 feet. So not sure if those are going to just insta-pop in, but they probably will. That's how the NOAA plugin works sometimes. Well, that's just how the X-Plane default weather engine works. However, there is There was an announcement made at the last Flight Sim Con that I forget their names. Active Sky, that's who it is. Hi-Fi Simulations. Active Sky is coming to X-Plane. That was a year ago. Hopefully we'll see something at Flight Sim Expo that's coming up in Las Vegas. Let me know if you're going to be there. Oh man, we just hit a bunch of turbulence right there. Let me know if you're going to go to Flight Sim Expo. I would love to meet up with you there. To be a lot of fun. Speaking on a panel along with some other streamers / YouTubers, and it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, we just hit a bunch of turbulence out of nowhere. So we're at 310 knots. As you can see, as of right now, we've been doing 425 knots over the ground. True airspeed of 478. So had a headwind the entire way, and it has not slowed down one bit. But this is the first bit of turbulence we've had for a good, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. So not too bad at all. All right, let's pop down to our FMC here. We are going to be doing flaps 30, so it's going to give us a VREF of 155 plus 5, 160 total. So we'll do flaps 30 at 155. So let's do that right now. 30 and do 155 for our VREF. Like that. Or it's not going to take it at all. Interesting. Can we just click right here? Yeah, that populates it too, but oh, there it goes. Okay, so you have to click it, and then it populates it, then you click it again, then you're good to go. We have 10,000 feet of runway there. Not too bad at all. We're doing runway 21 in the Y approach. There's several RNAV approaches, but we're doing the Yankee version of it today. There we are in a nice little turn here to the right. And once we get descending, it should go pretty quick. Getting thrown around a little bit here in the clear air turbulence, but hasn't been too violent. Just gets a little shaky here and there, kind of as you see right there. And I even turned the effect down in that plugin I showed you. I turned it down to like 15%. It was set at like 25, so I figured since we were in a 747, the forces of turbulence would probably be a little bit less than if we were in a 737. So that's the reason for that. Auto brake, let's do auto brakes of 1, and I think that'll be plenty for that for now. I can't think of anything else. We don't have an ILS to dial in, so we're doing the RNAV. And what I plan to do, like I said, get down to Taco or so right there, and then we're going to give ourselves vectors out to the RNAV approach. That is the whole idea. I will brief myself on the approach as we get closer. All right, before we get to our top of descent, let's go ahead and tell the MCP here that we want our altitude to be at 7,600 is what I'm seeing on the arrival for our one of the final approach fix. Well, the final approach fix is going to be Cagney at 6,600, but 7,600 is what they have us descend to at Cadet. So that's what we're going to do with that. So as soon as we get to our top of descent, the airplane should start pitching down and start slowing down for the required arrival. Let's go back to our legs page here real quick and just, okay, that's buzzing around pretty good, isn't it? Let's go over here. And what we got, Coulter, so Zadok, Snoop, and Coulter. And I don't think Cadet is on here. No, it's not. So it's Cagney and Teener, and Cagney is there, then Teener is there. Okay, I see how it works. So we're just gonna have to self-vector ourselves out there. We're probably gonna fly runway heading, or not runway heading, but a heading of 030 for that downwind. I think we're gonna do it that way, and all should be well. Go ahead and pop that into the descent mode. We hit our top of descent, and the airplane is starting its way down. VNAV speed, idle. There it goes. Looking great. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit here so we can see our arrival. So there's Taco there. Oh, our top of descent got changed. Interesting. All I did was just press in on this to make it start heading down a little early, but it looks like that's where we're gonna. Oh, maybe that's where we will be at 7600. I don't know what the plane's doing. Like I said, still new to it. The VNAV is definitely interesting. We saw it porpoising, so I don't know why the top of descent changed so drastically by me doing that, but apparently it did. Let's double check and make sure we didn't break something in the legs page. I did hear something go off, but we don't have anything on the annunciator. What are we showing here now? We're showing, okay, Snoop 7600. Okay, I see. So we're basically trying to get 7600 at Snoop. Okay, I didn't want that to happen, but it is what it is. We are on our way down, so we'll make sure we'll be down at 7600 by Taco. That's what we want to be at, so it's kind of working out for us. Keep an eye on it. We might have to put some speed brakes out to help with the speed on the way in. All right, so what I did was I pressed in on the alt right there, and that changed it to a descent to 7,600 feet, but it changed everything in the FMS to 250. So that's why the airplane slowed to 250 knots. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I don't want it to be too crazy fast coming in to the airport, but it's going to just take us a little bit longer to get there. No big deal. We'll go to heading, and we're going to make that 030. So we have that downwind ready to go. 030. Come on over here. Okay. Airplane's jumping around a little bit in the turbulence. Our hand is bouncing around as we do this. Okay, I'm just going to do it by hand because screw that. There we go. There we go. 030's in there. So we have that ready to go. And we get to Taco. We can make that turn and continue our descent down. And then we'll make ourselves go direct to Cagney, I believe is what it is. Yep, Cagney. So we'll go direct to Cagney after that. And that'll be 6,600. So that should work. As long as we have it on the VNAV path by the time we do that, we should be okay. And we should have the airport in sight by then anyway. I'm going to try to get this thing reloaded in here. Coulter, transition of Reckon. Don't even need that. We're just going to use that guy. Let's do a transition of Cadet right there. That's the one I wanted before. So I'm going to execute that and see what it does. We can go to the legs page and make sure it makes sense. We got Coulter, Yili, Taco, and then we go to Cadet. So I'm thinking we should go Coulter to Yili and then maybe go direct to Cadet. I'm trying to fix this little mess up we have because Cadets are way out there, and that's what I would rather do. So maybe we should go Coulter, Yili, and then from Yili we're going to go direct to Cadet. I think we're going to do that instead. So let's just avoid Taco completely. I'll go Cadet there and go boom. Execute him. It turns off and turns back on because, you know, that's the way to do it. And there we go. Now we have our VNAV profile back in. So that will help us out quite a bit. Even though we're trying to get to 7,600, not a lot we can do about that. So I think that will be for the best. Now this scenery did come with a custom mesh, so we're going to turn our terrain on here so we can keep an eye on that on our way in. Even run it on both sides if we wanted to. It does something completely separate. These two do. As you can see there, it's pretty cool looking. Now we don't need it on the right hand side, no problem there. That's just going to keep on painting that. I'm fine with it. We're almost to 18,000 feet now. Winds in Albuquerque are 170 at 3 knots. And we're going to use altimeter setting to 3009. So waiting for 18,000 feet here so we can set that. And we should be in pretty good shape there. Yeah, and you can already see the mountains out there in the distance. So we want to make sure we're okay here, especially when we start descending over the left side of that mountain. I want to make sure we're not going to run into anything being too low, you know what I mean? So maybe there's a whole rhyme to the reason of them making you go down and around. But if anything, we can make ourselves self-vector around this mountain. I think that will be for the best. If we just go out here and then fly around the mountain, I think then we'll be okay. So that is my plan of action right now, because I'm thinking that 7,600 is going to be too low to clear that mountain right there. I'm not sure what the peaks are there, but that looks pretty intense right there, if you ask me. Below 18,000 feet, 3009 we can do on the altimeter. Let's do it now. 3009, where you at? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom, perfect. So I'll get the Coulter, and then we're going to make a right turn, probably heading 300 actually. So let's grab this guy and bring him back the other way. Oh, nope, I'm going to go the other way. Okay, we'll just go around the long way, no problem. So 300, boom, right there. We're going to wait for this guy to get to Coulter before we do activate it. That way, you see where Cadet is there. That's what we want to hit. So if we go out this way, we'll be okay. And we'll do direct to Cadet after that. I just want to make sure we get to Coulter here. They say 7,600, but you know what? That's a pretty good good wish. So this scenery comes with this Albuquerque scenery. I'll have a link for it in the description below. It has a ortho overlay like this, and it has the mesh. So, and that's like a 3 gigabyte download, by the way, which is kind of crazy, I know. All right, let's go ahead and just have it turned to heading 300, and we'll descend and maintain 7,600 feet. That's a nice little bank right there, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, while we're doing that, we're just going to go ahead and go direct to Cadet. So we're going to click that guy and then hit him right there. And we'll hit execute. And now it will be direct to Cadet. But we're going to fly around the mountain as we do this. So we'll go down here and then we'll cut in right between these two mountains right there. So if we were in bad weather conditions, we could just fly right between there using this terrain map. It really does help. But we don't have to worry about that today. Look how pretty that is. That looks so cool. That looks amazing. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized mountain right there. So we're just going to play it safe and fly around that mountain. I think that's the airport over there. Or one of the many airports in this area. All right, we'll make a right turn to heading 320. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Boy, that thing is really, really sensitive where you have that. Okay, I'll just do this. There we go. 320. That looks good. We're at 11,000 feet. I say we should just hang out at 10,000 for right now. I don't want to get too much lower here. All right, so I decided to go down to just 10,000 feet. We're going to hold at 10,000 feet, 250 knots. We'll turn on the landing lights and stuff. We'll get around here because the visibility did drop and we finally did get those clouds to load in. So it must have been just a weather station reporting error around the area here. So no big deal. We're going to fly around the edge of this mountain and start our left turn around it. There's 10,000 we're coming up on right now. I think at 7,600 would be a little low. So as you can see here, we want to be at 7,600 for Cadet, so we're not worried about that. That's where I originally got 7,600 from, looking at the RNAV approach plate. There we go, 10,000 feet. Landing lights can come on. And we'll put the wing light on as well, because we can. Nope, not the logo. Not that time of day. All right, we're scathing right on around that. That looks amazing over there. Wow. All right, let's start slowing this puppy down. I went ahead and went into manual mode. The VNAV was doing some weird stuff, so I was like, I'm not going to mess with that. Let's go ahead and slow you down to 180. There we go. And let's get you turning to the left here. We cleared that rock. I want to get out here where that dashed line is, so we have plenty of room. The approach is having us do a really crazy approach. It's very short, as you can see. So I saw that and I was like, yeah, I don't think we're going to make that. What do you want? Airspeed low. Okay. Why is the airspeed low? Because we don't have any flaps in yet. That's why. Flaps 5. That'll work for me. Okay. We're going to be pretty much ready to start our arrival here. I'm just holding 180 knots is what I want. Our VREF, remember, was what was it at? 153? 155, that's what it was. So we should be okay there. All right, 180 looks good. I'm going to go ahead and descend to 6,600 as it had us do before. Vertical speed mode if we can. Let's go down. About 800 feet per minute here. And we're looking good here. Yeah, I'm just going to go on the outside of here. As long as we steer clear of these mountains, we should be okay, I would imagine. And we don't have the runway in sight yet. You see the field out there anywhere? Is that it? No, I don't have it yet. That's okay, though. Let's go zoom in here. Make a nice turn to the right. Come on. Stupid thing. Don't you do that to me. Start your turn. There we go. Thank you very much. Zoom out. There we go. What are you doing to me today? 180, we're descending. God, that seems a little awfully fast, doesn't it? Let's start slowing this puppy down. We need to be at flaps 10, it says right there. Okay, so we'll go flaps 10. All right, we have the field yet? There's the field right there, I think. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. Gear down. Taxi light turnoffs are good. Let's set our next setting of flap here. We're just gonna do a visual approach into the runway since I don't know what that kind of RNAV is, but man, that seems like it's gonna be way too short to get there in time. Let's slow this puppy down to 155. That was VREF, and that seems like what it is right there. There's 6,600 right there. So we're supposed to be at Cagney at 6,600, so this seems to be okay. 1,000 feet. That sounds good to me. And all right. Speed brakes are forward. They are armed. Okay, are you gonna be able to maintain VREF there? Auto throttles? I don't think you are. You're kind of scaring me a little bit. Got the runway in sight. We're all red right now, but we're just gonna maintain that until we hit the glide slope and we can do a visual approach to it. Okay, flaps 30. And VREF should be set. And we should be good to go there. Yeah, see, now it wants to go to Teener. It's like, man, that's not enough time to make that turn there, if you ask me. Just keep an eye on that right there. There's 1 dot. We're almost at 2 dots here. Once we go to 2 dots, we're going to go to manual landing. Come on with it. That's pretty good there. There it is right there. Sweet. Child of mine, disconnect. Yep. All right. Auto throttle's off. Put that back. Landing, I have control of the airplane. Start our little turn near to the right. Yeah, the visibility is definitely down a little bit. Add that power. This thing is a pig, and we don't want to get slow in a 747. I'll tell you that right now. Do not. All right, gears down. As indicated. Auto throttles are off. I can't see the damn runway markers. Okay. Watch out for this power, man. This thing is altitude alert. Okay, yeah, don't worry about that. Coming in a little hot. Let's back those throttles off, but man, I don't want to get too slow. Now we're a tad high here. Okay. There we go. Add that power back in. Yeah, this thing bleeds speed like you wouldn't believe. 500 looking okay. Oh, there's a little truck out there on the ramp. That's awesome. 400. Add that power. Don't you get slow on me now. Got a good descent going here. A little bit of wind off that left nose there. 15 knots of it. Sink rate. Wow. Okay, airplane, what are you doing here? It's porpoising all over the place. And we are down. Okay. Little bouncer there, but okay. Fly out nose wheel down. Good God, this thing is rough. Well, that's really a pain. It is not easy to land at all. I remember that being a problem in the last one, too. When we did auto brakes 1, that's okay. 60 knots, clear it. And let's just go ahead and taxi on down. Auto brakes, we can clear those off. Oop. Not RTO, but off. Whew. Well, we made it in one piece. But that was rough. That was real sketchy there. I mean, it was final. Like, on final, it was stable. But once we got there, I mean, like, I was on the throttles and it was just losing speed, and then I'd add a little bit of power and would gain a lot of speed. I don't think the 15-knot crosswind was helping, but that's okay. It was firm. Little bouncer on that one. Okay, we are on the ground, so let's go ahead and turn our... Well, we're not off the runway yet. Let us not get ahead of ourselves here. We can turn these off, though. Keep our taxi light on there. Oh, man, look at the altitude we're at. I have never been to this airport. Look at the elevation. That is amazing. Boop. I'll disconnect. Oh, and it said bye-bye flight plan. That's good. Okay, let's go strobes off. Start up the APU here. APU start. And we'll taxi to the cargo ramp, which is actually up here on our left. We don't have to go very far. All right, terrain can come off. Range, we can zoom that in so we can see the airport diagram. That always helps. All right. Well, welcome to Albuquerque, where it's gusty winds, and I don't know what that approach was. I think that was one of the military approaches. I'm still pretty new to random navigation, and with RNAV approaches, there's like Y, Z, and all these different ones. I probably didn't choose the right one because I was like, man, that's a really short approach. So it's almost like an RNAV for a jet or something. Like a fighter jet is what I mean. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. That's something for me to look. End of route. Well, thank you for the end of route. Well, we didn't blow any tires or anything, so that's good. It's better than our last 747 flight. But we've been on a roll lately with some crappy landings, I'll tell you. This one was pretty tough, though. This was not an easy pig to fly. I thought it would be a little easier to get that into a flare, but it didn't seem to want to do that at all. And it kind of got into like a thing where I was like kind of overcompensating a little bit, and we were over controlling the plane, which you don't want to do. Easier said than done. As we taxi in, let's go ahead and turn the taxi light off so we're not blinding our little marshaller. We got the marshaller in sight right there. That will work just fine. Add a little bit of power here. And we can go to APU gen. And we can go APU bleed. All right, let's taxi this bad boy in. Okay, we're at the gate, the ramp, whatever you want to call it. Park and brake is on, and we are on the APU bus. We can kill the engines. There it goes. And we can turn the beacon light off. Not lower. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what it's doing, that switch. It's on a mind of its own, just to lower. Can we not click it the other way? There it goes. Okay, that was very strange. You have to use the middle mouse scroll wheel. Okay, very cool. That's set, and we are good on the ground. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this flight from Dallas to Albuquerque with another terrible landing, hosted by yours truly. Need more time with this airplane, so I think we'll probably fly this on stream or something like that so I get some more time in it. It's definitely interesting on landing. Every other phase of flight was fine. It was just that and VNAV. VNAV seems to be really messed up, so I don't trust the VNAV in it. But other than that, it's a pretty good airplane. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.